Hi, Attorney Steve Vondran. Welcome back. Today we are talking about domain name disputes. What happens when you're being accused of being a cyber squatter or some company is cyber squatting on you, trying to sell your domain, trying to misguide your traffic, doing things that harm and injure your brand. What do? What is a UDRP, dispute resolution policy? This is general legal information. Let's go to the Attorney Steve whiteboard. All right, let's back it up. Now, there's a lot of stuff on here, but we're going to go through issue by issue. You can have just a general view. This is for you visual learners out there, the people that like to see something up on a board. We're going to go and check it off as we go, okay? Let's get started. UDRP. You may have heard this name a lot. What's it stand for? Uniform Dispute Resolution Policy, okay? Uniform Dispute Resolution Policy. And this has to do with whenever you buy a domain name, so you go to GoDaddy, which is where I like to buy my domains, and you go and you sign up and you buy bestbuyrebates.com and you buy your domain and it gets put into your account. You're the owner or the person who's leasing it, so forth and so on. You don't really own it. You own the rights to it. So you get bestbuyproducts.com, bestbuyrebates.com, and you're like, yeah, I own this. Okay. So when you sign up with your registrar, that is like your GoDaddy. They're a registrar. They help you register that domain, okay? And then you have this Whois registry where all the domains that are registered get put into this registry, the Whois domain. You can type in Whois. It's all you got to type into GoDaddy. You'll find it. And it tells you who owns what domain, okay? So the registrars, your GoDaddies, your Network Solutions, those type of companies that register domains, that help you register your domains. So you have your registrars. We'll check that. The registrant, that's you, that's me, that's the person or company that's registering the domain. That's why we draw that little stick figure there. They've registered the domain, okay? So they have the legal rights to the domain. Okay, we've talked about the Whois. Now, sometimes on the Whois, you won't be able to tell who owns the domain. For example, type in Whois and go to vondranlaw.com, and it'll tell you that I own the domain. It'll give you my name, my address. It'll tell you who I am. But if you type in some other names, you may find out that it doesn't tell you. It says domains by proxy. It's a privacy registration, so you actually can't tell who owns the domain. So we have those situations as well, but just realize that's your registry, your registrant, and your registrar. Those are your key players in a uniform dispute resolution, okay? In a UDRP domain dispute. Those are your main players in what's going on. Now you also have the trademark owner or the trademark holder, and that can be a person that has a federally registered trademark. That can be a person that just has common law trademark rights. Common law trademark rights, what's that? That's rights that you have because you use a particular distinctive name, okay? So say you use Vondran Law, and I haven't applied for a federal trademark for that, but I could, but I have trademark rights in common law as a matter of use, okay? So you have use-based rights and you have federally registered trademark rights, two types of rights. So you're also going to have your trademark holders that are in on this, and I haven't drawn them. We'll put them here. You got the trademark owner, okay? And so that's your fourth player. So these are your main players. You may hear the term get thrown around, ICANN, I-C-A-N-N. It should be yes, I can, but it's ICANN. It's the Internet Corporation for Assigned Names and Numbers. Internet Corporation for Assigned Names and Numbers, ICANN, okay? So that's something that you'll see there, and got my phone call ringing there. So you'll have your ICANN, and this will be basically the organization that makes up all the domain names. Okay, not important. I'll grab that later. So we've talked about privacy by proxy, domains by proxy, the privacy service. Okay, now let's talk about domain name disputes. So as we talked about in our example, something like bestbuyrebates.com. So you buy this domain, you go, oh my God, I can't believe this is available. This is the greatest day. do you know what this domain's going to be worth? I'm probably going to be able to retire. And so you buy it and you throw up a website and you start talking about all these coupons and this, that, and the other, or rebates. And Best Buy, the trademark holder, says, what in the world are you doing? That's my trademark. That's our trademark. That's a famous mark. We've built this up. What on earth are you doing? You're a cyber squatter. Okay, so you may see this term thrown around, cyber squatter. So let's check that. Okay. But you're the domain holder and you're being charged now with being a cyber squatter, trying to profit in bad faith off the trademark of another company. So this is why this whole UDRP process got put into place, to protect trademark owners from people that were trying to unfairly and in bad faith profit off their trademarks. Now there's a counter argument for sure. You know, hey, why didn't you register it? If it was such a great domain, Best Buy, why didn't you register it? Well, it was there. You could have got it. I beat you to it. I'm smarter than you. So rather than get into that whole argument and the philosophy behind owning domain names, let's talk a little bit about the process. So Best Buy Products gets upset and they say, you know what, I feel like filing a federal lawsuit, but I'm not going to. Why? That's expensive, that's time consuming, I have to pay big attorney fees, it may take forever to get to court. I know what, when this registrant signed up to buy their domain, they agreed to this UDRP policy. They agreed to it. So why don't we do a UDRP proceeding? That's simple, right? Yes. And it's less expensive and it's quicker. Aha. So there you have it. So there's a potential legal solution for you. Let's go back to the board and talk about it now. So your Best Buy Products rebates, your Best Buy Products, and you see bestbuyrebates.com and you're fuming because that should be your domain and you want that. So the process in the UDRP, let's check that. The domain dispute policy, let's check that. And by the way, before we go into the policy, this policy applies to what we call your TLDs. Now you may have heard that or saw that phrase and say, well, what's a TLD? I don't get it. TLDs, your top level domains. These were the original ones that came out. And you know what these are. The .com, the .net, the .org, okay? You saw all those. Now we also have what's called GTLD, which this is all the new domains that they're now launching. There's literally, hundreds, if not thousands of new domains coming. So there's going to be millions of new domains being sold, millions of new internet addresses, millions of new digital property, if you will. And so these will be also subject to the UDRP. Okay, now there's other country level domains, .cas, FRs, all the UKs, all these other country level domains. They're not subject to that. They will be subject to their own very similar type of policy, but these are the ones that we talk about here a lot in the United States. And just so you know, some of the new ones on the GTLDs that are covered by the UDRP, lots of lingo here, .info, .biz, .aero, .pro, .museum. I don't know if you're out there buying .museum domains, but you'll be subject to the UDRP. .name, like Steve Vondran.name, if you want to buy those .names. I don't know what people do with those anyway, but there's probably a good use. And .coop. So those are your GTLDs. We've talked about TLDs. And now let's get back to the process, okay? In fact, let me check our time. We're going to take a break, come back in video number 2 on our UDRP domain dispute series. Make sure you watch number 2. That's where you're going to get the really good, juicy stuff, okay? Thanks a lot.